You are now listening to episode 64 of the Let's Go Comic Show. Today, we are talking about Comic-Con, and even more Comic-Con. This is episode 64 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin, and Matt is not here because I'm in sunny San Diego experiencing the beaches, the weather, and all of the nerds. But I cannot do a podcast by myself. I'm doing this podcast with a rad friend.
We've got rad friends, rad friends, rad friends.
Welcome to the show, and in person, Mr. Yaws from Comics Now Podcast.
Thank you for having me, Justin, and using my microphone.
Yes, this would not be possible without Jay's microphone. I did not come prepared, but hey, here's the thing. You're going to get all the ambiance that we have. You're going to feel like you're at Comic-Con. Anytime you want to come back, you know, maybe it's November and you're like, oh, I remember on episode 64 they were in San Diego. Just feel the breeze of San Diego in your living room or in your car. Maybe you're driving around in an old Honda Accord. I don't know. But you are in San Diego with us right now, friends. So anyways, we're just going to have a loose conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about what was going on today. Nothing major, but who knows where a conversation will go. There is a fan. There's all of our fans right there. There's a giant crowd around us cheering. Because
there's a guy on a rickshaw just driving in circles.
Okay, not a big crowd. Not a big crowd. So anyways, hey, how's your Comic-Con been going?
It's going really well. I'm really tired.
Yeah.
But it is always great just being immersed in all the nerdy culture.
Yeah, that's the one thing to be honest, if I wasn't able to get inside Comic-Con, I would just come down to Comic-Con. Because Comic-Con is everywhere. It's not just inside the buildings, it's outside, it's at the restaurants. Like, if you walk down there, and there's a lot of fancy restaurants if you go into the gas lamp area, like, even, like, the waiters and the maitre d's, they're all wearing, like, Wonder Woman t-shirts and, like, Star Wars stuff. It's everywhere. It's infected San Diego.
Oh, yeah, it is. It completely immerses the entire culture of San Diego itself.
Yeah. I was walking down to go get some pizza at Gaslamp Pizza, which I often do at Comic-Con because it's the best way to get some pizza. By the way, they raised their price by $4, but that's cool.
It's Comic-Con.
It's Comic-Con, you know?
That's what you do.
Yeah, it used to be $5, a Coke, and 2 pieces of pizza. Now they changed it. Anyways, so what was funny, I was walking, and this lady, she's filming stuff, and either her husband or boyfriend was like, oh, look at all these nerds. And she's like, I'm not a nerd. She was very clear, like, I am not a part of this. I am just recording it for the spectacle that it is. Anyways, it's just fun being down there and seeing everything. And I always tell people, like, if you can get down to San Diego, just fight the traffic, find a place to park, and check out all this stuff. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do that doesn't cost. That's just in this vicinity, right outside the convention center, you know?
Yeah, there's all sorts of installations outside. If you're a fan of something, you're going to find something to do. Even people watching, just watching all the cosplayers come by, count the Deadpools.
Count the Deadpools.
Count the Deadpools.
Count the variations on Deadpool.
Yes.
Star Wars Deadpool.
Because there are many.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing. The one thing I don't like about Comic-Con is how it's become just an ad for TV shows as well. Like, you'll see, like, the NBC. There's, like, an NBC TV show they're, like, advertising. I don't know what it is. It looks like an old man and his daughter. I can see it everywhere. I'm like, why is this at Comic-Con?
Well, and we're sitting right beside the Hilton.
Yes.
That has a giant display of Mayans.
The Mayans, yes.
The Sons of Anarchy spinoff.
Well, I really hope that Mayans holds true to the comic, because I feel like the comic really had it done right, you know. Wait, what?
I don't know.
No. There's no Mayan comic. It's nothing rooted in comics at all, except
it's pop culture.
It's pop culture now, and
so instead it should be San Diego Pop Culture Con.
Yeah,
but that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. So and so let's talk about that. What's your thoughts on it being more about overall pop culture instead of being comics focused?
I mean, I can see the benefits of either way. I mean, I would love it if it was more focused on comics, because I'm a comics guy.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm on the Let's Go Comic Show now.
It is not the Let's Go Pop Culture.
Yeah, it is. Yes. I have my own show and site, shameless plug, Comics Now, where we talk about, comics.
Yeah.
But
you can listen to Comics Now later, though.
Yes. Let's Go Now, Comics Now later.
And there's an airplane or a helicopter.
But it's all together in the same vicinity. So there's a chance that somebody might see, oh, I'm here for this movie, but then see, someone dressed up as a character, and they're like, ooh, I wonder what that is. So they ask questions, and they're like, oh, that sounds really cool. I'm going to go over to that booth and check that out.
Yeah.
So, there's the possibility of that. And, to kind of make it comics related, that's what DC is trying with those, Walmart, 100-page giants, just trying to get people who don't normally read comics into reading comics.
Have you checked any of those out?
I've read the story in the Batman one, like all the backup stories in it I've already read. But,
okay.
But I read the Batman one. It's pretty good.
Did you seek it out? Did you get it, or were you able to obtain it other ways?
I just walked in my local Walmart and they had them.
See, my local Walmart is not super local, and I really hate going to it. It's almost a chore, and so I'm like, I wish they would make them digital, or hopefully, at some point when it's all wrapped up, they collect those stories. Because I want to read.
Oh,
I want to read the Brian Michael Bendis, Nick Darrington Batman story. It sounds awesome.
And the Tom King and the Andy Kubert. Do you know how to say his name?
Kubert. Yeah, it's Kubert.
Okay.
Like the little orange guy.
Oh, okay. who swears all the time.
No relation, though.
Yeah, no relation. But yeah, I want to check that one out. And then, Tim Seeley, Jimmy Palmiotti, you got really good talent on these. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't see why they wouldn't eventually collect it.
Yeah. Walmart editions.
The Walmart editions of Batman.
Yeah, or put them out here. Because I know they've been going fast, and I know, they can actually command a price if you're trying to get one, outside of the
So do they
stores.
not have them at yours, or have you just never been able to find
I've never been to one, but I've been hearing people, it's hard, everyone's looking for them, oh, I can't find them. Or if they do find them, they're all ratted up and trashed.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Because it's Walmart, and that happens.
It is kind of funny that on the display case, if they're out of one of the titles, it has that panel from Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, where Superman's crying in the Fortress of Solitude, and Krypto's just sitting there. That's pretty funny.
It's too bad, pal.
Yeah.
So going back to just, hey, you know what? Rabbit trails are the best part of Comic-Con, and you just talk about whatever.
Chasing them rabbits.
Chasing them rabbits, dude. So one of the things that I like to try to do is I like to try to plan my Comic-Con by going to different panels and stuff, and then wandering the floor. What's your favorite part? Is it the floor and wandering around, or is it the panels, or what is your favorite part of the con?
See, I don't go to the panels much.
Okay.
Because last year I tried to get into a couple and just got really disappointed and kind of annoyed because I waited in line for an hour to get into that Adam West tribute and couldn't get in because the people who wanted to go to the thing after the Adam West tribute were waiting in line.
Yes, you get a lot of that.
So, I just like wandering the floor, seeing what people have. I love digging through the 50% off graphic novel bins.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Just see if I find something that's oh hey, I've been meaning to pick this up, or I never even thought
I never wanted to, and now that it's $3, I'll pick it up.
Exactly. But I like doing that, and then I get to interact with some creators, do some interviews and stuff. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun to get to meet and hang out with the people that you kind of hang out with them. You read their thoughts and their hearts every month, sometimes twice a month,
or listen to them,
or
on
listen
their
to
podcast.
them. Oh,
we can meet in real life. Yay!
I do have a bodyguard. Did you hear that Tom King has a bodyguard?
Yes,
he's been
huge.
assigned.
Have you seen him?
I just saw the pictures on Twitter.
Oh, I
since Batman 50 came out, everyone's.
I saw him in a line earlier, and he's 6'5", and he's massive.
That's great.
That's also really sad that they had to do that too. Because it's ridiculous.
It also makes him stick out like a sore thumb because Tom King could wear a hat and you probably won't really know who he is.
He looks like a guy.
He just looks like a guy. You see him when he's on Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
he's just a guy.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny you can see a guy who doesn't really wear a suit ever.
Yeah.
When they're wearing a suit, you're you don't usually wear suits.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's kind of weird. The whole Batman 50 thing causing death threats. someone's that passionate about Batcat, it's probably Jordan Valdez.
We love you, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, he's upset. He's sending death threats. Yeah, I love the panels. Sometimes you go to a panel and you're like, you kind of know what you're going to get, or you kind of hear stuff and you're like, is that... It's just solicitations. It's like a preview thing.
Right, exactly.
But it's cool to hear people's... sometimes they get a little candid, and I went to some at WonderCon, and Josh Winston was kind of talking about like the Flash War and stuff, and it's kind of what I like is to hear it and then read it and experience it and be like, man, like to compare their thoughts to the actualities is really interesting sometimes, because in the moment it's like, oh, it's the most epic thing ever, and then once it's out, you're just like, oh, that was
neat.
Yeah, that was neat. Yeah, what happened? Editorial? I don't know, like how some things kind of start and they snowball into nothing. Like I heard Justice League Odyssey is not coming out like as planned, or I've heard little like whispers that something's changed in the release, structure of it. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and just 4 months ago they were talking about like, oh, it's gonna be amazing and it's crazy and Darkseid's on the team, and you're like, what the heck? And so it's just sometimes it's weird to like hear these things. Like I went to the Jeff Johns one today, and none of the dates they gave were actual dates. It was like winterish, springish, and so I wonder how that even works with when you're working on a book. Like let's say he's working on Doomsday Clock, which is now we'll all be like in our 50s.
Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing that comic until I die.
Yeah, but like, is the things he's working on? Does Bendis have to work around his storyline, his structure now, because it's supposed to everything's supposed to kind of meet up at the end of it, right?
But you can't just have everything be stagnant and wheels spinning for the better part of 2 years. Yeah. Well,
so maybe that's what I was thinking. Is there an end game? Did he say, okay, here's where everybody's going to end up at the end of this story? So as long as you guys get here, we're good. But how does that work when you extend,
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen Batman's suit changes, like that's a minor thing, but it's cosmetic, but it's like, okay, so what happens to where Batman decides, I'm putting an oval on my chest, Yeah. So, I'm wondering, you get a guy like Bendis, he pretty much can do what he wants.
They brought him on so he could be Bendis, writing whatever he wants.
Yeah. How's been your thoughts on his Superman stuff so far?
It's okay.
It's a safe place. You can talk about it here.
It's okay.
Yeah. I haven't really loved it.
Man of Steel was fine.
It felt really weird. Like, the last issue was like, find out what happens in the next issue of Superman #1. Like, wait, what?
There's really not been anything with it that I disliked.
Yeah.
There's just not been anything that I've loved.
Yeah.
I know you were big on the Tomasi Gleason Superman stuff. I love those comics too.
Yeah. And the first 36 issues or something were really good. And it kind of took some dips.
It did.
Yeah.
It ended strong though.
Yeah, it definitely did.
But there's nothing that I feel like Bendis is doing right now that is any better than anything that like Tomasi and Gleason or even Jurgens was doing on Action Comics.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's good Superman. It's just not great Superman.
Yeah.
And when you have like a high profile creator like Brian Michael Bendis switching companies and being given the keys to the car, you expect him to, do some sweet flips with it or something down the freeway.
And he's just been kind of circling the parking lot.
Not driving through school zones or something.
Yeah. And I'm gonna write it out and check it out. But because I'm a huge Bendis fan, that's the thing. I've read most of the things Bendis has done at Marvel, and a lot of his Powers, when he was doing Powers. I don't know if you ever read that. Like, so I know his voice. I've bought his stuff. Like, I'm a fan, but it's weird. It's kind of like when John Romita Jr. came over to DC. It didn't do nothing for me. Yeah. When he jumped on Superman, it was just, See, I don't know, where's he at now? He was part of the Architects, and then he's not even a thing anymore. I don't know.
That's the thing. I think, and I mean, this isn't, shouldn't just turn into a let's, talk about what we like or, whatever about a character creator or anything. But, I mean, like Romita, I think his stuff works with Marvel characters.
Yeah.
I just don't think it works with DC characters.
Yeah, his Daredevil and Spider-Man stuff, fantastic.
I bought a Marvel Visionaries graphic novel of his stuff with the Spider-Man issues where he fights Juggernaut and the Iron Man Demon in a Bottle story.
Oh, cool.
Got it for $7 earlier this year.
Oh, wow.
And I was just flipping through it and I was like, this stuff looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
But just for whatever reason, Batman, Superman, any other characters like that, just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just so weird.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. Same thing with who was the guy who was on Ultimate Spider-Man Forever, and he came over and he was doing Justice League when it was Dick Grayson. It was right near the end, right before New 52.
Oh man,
I can't think of his name right now.
Me neither.
But he did it with Bendis. He was the primary artist on Ultimate Spider-Man. And he came over to DC, and he didn't connect. And that's weird because an artist, typically just has their style, and just didn't feel true to the DC stuff. Anyways, good enough. We're not even talking about comics anymore.
Well,
but yeah.
Anyway, but like Bendis, with his
Bendis.
Superman stuff, I actually like his Superman voice. I think he writes Superman himself, Clark Kent. I like the way he writes him.
Yeah.
Just nothing else is really grabbing me. I really didn't like that scene with the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
at the
I said
end.
that too.
I think there's maybe something more there. Like maybe that's an effect of the Earth going into the Phantom Zone.
Maybe.
I think that maybe it's just some trick being played or something like that. But that it
was some weird peer pressure. It was like, hey man, no, you should do this. No, it's cool. I don't want to do this. No, really, you should try this, Superman. Yeah. Superman's like, no, just say no. John Jones is like
now
putting the mind mold on him, almost like I really think.
So I think there's something else there. I almost loved that issue until I got to that scene, and then it really soured on me.
Yeah. I think the idea is cool. I'm willing to write it out. I'm wondering what he's going to do in action. So I think that might be more of the other character stuff.
In fact,
supporting cast
concept he wants to do with Action Comics. I don't know. I love Superman being Superman, flying around, punching dinosaurs and whatever.
Yeah.
But with Action Comics, that's going to be more stuff at the Daily Planet and characters around Metropolis. I really want to see that. Back in the comics.
Yeah. That's going to be fun stuff. So I look forward to seeing some of that. So, anything else at Comic-Con that you? Okay, so what about that Titan stuff? Did you see the Titan stuff today? Let's talk about that.
I did.
What are your thoughts? Because I had early morning thoughts. Now I have settled down thoughts.
We have some thoughts. I woke up and it kind of put me in a bad mood for the better part of the day.
Exactly.
I've watched the trailer a couple of times now. I think the acting is good. Like the Brenton Thwaites, he looks like a really, really good Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it looks like Dick is a cop. That pulls in some cool Chuck Dixon-y Nightwing stuff.
I didn't think he was that old, to be honest. Like when I first saw the photos released, he just looked like a 19-year-old, 18-year-old kid. So I guess he's a John Blakey. Yeah. The hothead. He's a hothead.
John Fink. But there's the controversial aspects of it. The graphic violence was almost just laughable.
It was like Watchmen style.
I was like,
and I like Watchmen, but that's what it felt like. With the blood squirting.
But with Watchmen, it was supposed to be stylized.
Yes.
This is not.
Yeah.
And you've got, Dick Grayson, curb stomping a guy's neck.
Yeah, it was.
And then, the infamous line that, we're not going to repeat here.
It's a family show.
This is a family show, and we're family men. We have families.
And but Ryan Haas was making a joke on Twitter. He said it's like the new Holy this.
Yeah.
It's just Robin's just going to be like...
But it's going to be... It's going to get attention, and people are going to pay attention to it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. What was interesting... So in the panel I saw today, Jeff Johns was talking about what they're trying to do is hit the time when Marv Wolfman and George Perez were on the new Teen Titans book, and they said Dick Grayson was pissed at Batman back then. He was leaving. He didn't want to be Robin anymore. He was trying to leave behind. So they're trying to tap into that feeling and that time. And I get that, but it doesn't... I don't know, man. I just don't see it being that angsty. But he also said that's like a percentage of what the show's going to be. So when he was talking, I kind of like I was telling you earlier, I kind of went into my Jeff Johns soft place. And I was like, okay, Jeff Johns, I trust you. But man, out the gate, I feel like it wasn't a giant home run for everybody. I think people are divided on it. Yeah. And that's not what you want. DC definitely doesn't need that. No. DC needs full support on stuff.
And it does feel like returning to the well that's already proven controversial.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to go into feelings on, Batman versus Superman or anything like that. But it feels like,
it,
a deconstruction of characters, getting them in a bad place.
Yeah.
And that's your first introduction to them.
Exactly.
There's nothing building up to that.
Yeah.
So it's starting off on a very rough, sour note, and then building from there, which I get.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to be able to, have characters built up, then if they have them fall, and then have them rise up again.
Exactly.
Rather than, start off fallen and then have to rebuild from there.
Yeah. You nailed it right there. None. Mic drop, yeah. But I'm excited for it. What do you think about the price point on?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I think we were talking about it earlier. I thought it was going to be something tiered, like pay this much and you get access to all the original content.
Yeah.
And maybe the movies, the animated movies and some of the live action movies, and then pay this price point, get access to more shows and. More of a back catalog, and then pay X amount, and then get the whole package. But $7.99 for a pretty healthy amount of comics content, movie content, and television content.
Yeah,
I mean that's phenomenal.
Now, I wonder if they're going to continue to back catalog the comics like Marvel Unlimited does. I love Marvel Unlimited. I think it's amazing. Because I know they're just having select storylines and from the get go.
I went through a DC Universe an experience earlier, and they actually let us take a look at the app and some of the stuff. I'm not sure how much is allowed to be made public.
Breaking news.
A full Marvel Unlimited, like you have the entire back catalog and then everything up to like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's not what it's going to be.
Okay.
But there is going to be a substantial back catalog of comics, and what seems really cool about it is they're curating and pulling the content together to play off of each other.
Okay.
So if you have someone who comes in, kind of going back to our thoughts on Comic-Con earlier, is like, people coming in, for one aspect of pop culture, and then getting exposed to something else. If they draw somebody in who is already a fan of comics, there's plenty of comic stuff here, and then they can go and look at, watch the, 70s Wonder Woman show or the Adventures of Superboy, show.
Is that going to be on there, Superboy?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. So, like, say they can watch the Titan show. Would it be like you come to the end of the episode and it's all, hey, you might want to read George Perez's?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
So it's like the converse of that, someone coming from a comics aspect.
Gotcha.
If you're coming to it solely as a fan of movies or someone who just wanted to check out, Titans or Young Justice Outsiders, it'll have other like trending stories or really big arcs and other things that go along with it. So It's like, if you want more of this, check this out. If you like this, check out these episodes of Batman the Animated Series or Justice League Unlimited.
Now, I heard there was actually a free version that they haven't released that information yet, and all it is Halle Berry's Catwoman. That's it.
That is way too much.
Yeah. They're like, here's the free version. You don't get any comics.
You need to pay me.
You get an
to
old
watch Halle Berry's Catwoman.
You get Halle Berry's Catwoman and an old Superman 3 adaptation comic book. That's it.
And select scenes from Steel played on.
Oh, I forgot Steel. That's DC Universe. Like, I bet you that's on there. Steel's on there.
Oh man, I hope so, because that movie is actually kind of funny.
Return to Swamp Thing's probably there.
Oh yeah.
Birds of Prey, all that good stuff.
Oh, Birds of Prey is on there.
Huh?
Is on there, yeah.
That's so awesome. Okay, well, that's awesome, dude. Comic-Con. What's your favorite thing to eat at Comic-Con?
I bring some Pop-Tarts along. Those are really good. No, last year when I was here, we ate at a different restaurant every night. Last night, I ate at a place called Brian's 24 with my friends Andrew and Josh. And they have just really, really, really good breakfast food. They're open 24 hours. It's like a diner.
Yeah.
I got some biscuits and gravy with like some sunny side up eggs and some sausage and like potato like hash kind of thing.
That sounds delicious.
It was delicious. It was tasty. What about you? You like the Gaslamp pizza?
I like the Gaslamp pizza. I also like in the press room you get little danishes and coffee. That's my favorite.
That coffee in the press room is actually pretty good coffee.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's convention coffee. It's not bad coffee.
Yeah, but it's not like community coffee or Folgers church lobby coffee.
No, not
which
at all.
I am very familiar with.
Yeah, no.
Church lobby coffee.
Church lobby coffee is probably the worst coffee there.
Yes.
Like we need someone to come in there.
That is not loving your neighbor.
That is. Yeah, like I know Jesus would walk in there and like, hey, let's turn this into a pour over. Let's make this good. Let's make that happen. So, all right, cool. Well, Comic-Con still has a few more days left. I'm excited for Saturday. Are you looking forward to anything big?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Aquaman in action. I'm looking forward to that and Shazam.
Yeah.
I still call him Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
It's crazy that in Captain Marvel, what's his face is playing the Wizard, right?
Yeah,
but he's also in the other Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, because he's one of the Kree soldiers.
He's in every Captain Marvel. It's so weird.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh man, someone is just partying hard right now. Okay.
Do you want to see the Young Justice Outsiders?
Yes, I want to see that.
So that Jamie Julie from Holy Badcast will believe that it exists.
It does exist. We promise. I saw artwork like printed on the back of the DC booth. So
in the
I saw you.
Yeah, I got to be in the Outsiders.
You're in the Outsiders, so we know it's real.
Right next to Metamorpho and Nightwing. It was awesome.
Literally, right now we have Deadpool driving a little cart.
You guy.
That is San Diego Comic-Con right there.
They're probably filming Deadpool 3 right there.
Deadpool 3 is happening.
That looks like something that would happen in
Deadpool. He'd just be giving people rides. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm hoping Aquaman trailer blows us away. Like everyone seems to be thinking so.
I like what I've been seeing of that movie.
I like James Wan.
Yeah.
I think I like everything about that movie that I've seen except Jason Momoa.
I am all in for Aqua Bro.
No, I don't mind him.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're gonna slowly just make a hard right at one point where he stops wearing leather pants and just becomes Aquaman. Because
he better say outrageous though.
He better say outrageous.
I want my money back if he does.
If that's, I kind of hope they put it in the trailer. Then I kind of hope they save it for the movie. But I feel like if it's in the trailer, that's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
So, all right. Okay. Well, this was a quick Let's Go Comic Show snippet from Comic-Con. We're gonna just wrap this floppy up and put it in our little bag with the little board on it, and we're gonna say goodnight. So, Jay, how can people hit you up?
You can find me on Twitter at JAYAWS. You can also find my show and site on Twitter at ComicsNowCast.
There you go.
And our website, www.comics-now.com. And you can find Comics Now on iTunes and Stitcher and all sorts of podcast providers
everywhere. Yeah, please go and download that show, subscribe, because it's fun. You guys put like 2 out a week sometimes.
Yeah, we'll sometimes we'll do a regular show, and then we'll do something with like interview with a creator or review a movie or something.
Yeah, that's fun. So check it out and leave them a review.
Please
make haikus. I want haikus everywhere.
Yes, haikus.
Haiku your life.
There's the 575 haikus. There's also another haiku meter that I can't remember, but if you can look that up and leave a haiku like that, that'll be like digital air vibes. So do that, please.
Awesome. Please do that. And you can follow me at J_Rocket. You can follow the show at Let's Go Comic Show on Twitter and Instagram, or just go to www.letsgocast.com. Please do that. And then leave us a review. That'd be great. You're at Comic-Con. You don't need to do that right now. So you know the drill. We will see you next time. My name is Justin.
And I'm Jay.
Let's go.
Let's go.